Before any task, it's important to fully understand the steps required to complete it safely. And this is particularly true if it's an environment you're unfamiliar with, or if it's a task you've not carried out before. As such, a toolbox talk takes place prior to the task, once the risk assessment has been completed. The objective is for everyone in the team to understand their individual and collective responsibilities, and the hazards and control measures associated with the task. The toolbox talk is also a chance to ask questions and confirm awareness such that everyone can carry out the task safely. Remember, this could be your last chance to discuss the job and the hazards involved with your work party. Everyone sees things differently, so use this opportunity to identify any additional areas of concern you have and engage with your colleagues in the team. The toolbox talk should cover as a minimum everyone's roles and responsibilities for the task and in the event of an emergency situation, the stages of the job requiring stop points and potential stop the job triggers. If it's a task requiring a permit, the toolbox talk should review all risk assessment material associated with the task. This discussion will usually be led by the performing authority, who must be present even if they delegate to another member of the team. It's important to remember, the toolbox talk is not a tick box exercise. It requires meticulous preparation and commitment from those involved, concentration and focus, and also requires that everyone listens, contributes and understands. You'll have the opportunity to participate and ask questions. Everyone's opinion counts. If the task is routine and you've done it before, remember that not everyone's in that situation, so share your knowledge and experiences to help everyone improve and learn. Be mindful that it's common to go onto autopilot when you're carrying out routine tasks, and that makes us vulnerable to error. We all make mistakes. That's why it's important we all look out for one another so we can execute our work safely. Remember, it's a toolbox talk, not a toolbox listen. Here are some tips so we can all get the most out of it. A toolbox talk shouldn't conclude with closed questions like, "Does everyone understand?" "Any questions?" or "Is everyone comfortable with that?" Closed questions encourage people to simply nod or say yes when asked if they understand. Ask open questions using the approach, "Tell me," "Explain to me," and "Describe to me." Examples like, "Tell me, what would you do if the gauge responded in an unexpected way?" "Explain to me, what would you do in the event of an emergency? Where are the escape routes?" "Describe to me, what's the order of operations for this safety critical task?" Open-ended questions encourage everyone to engage in the process and speak up. After all, the only stupid question is the one that's not asked. Try to be a role model, and if anyone doesn't understand, raises a question or concern, they should be thanked and respected for doing so. It sets the tone and encourages people to speak up in future. When it comes to spotting hazards, even those best at it miss as many as 50%. Here are some typical examples. Hazards not detectable to the naked eye that require you to look in, behind, or under something, such as hidden corrosion or unmarked dangerous substances. Hazards that are transient and not present all the time, such as those caused by weather or simultaneous operations. Hazards that are dependent on two or more events, such as this example where the following combine to offer a major hazard to the worker passing below. Open questions can deal with these hazards. For example, what hazards might be present which you won't be able to see with the naked eye? What hazards might not be present all the time, but could potentially affect you at some time during the job? What hazards might depend on other things happening? Once the toolbox talk is completed and everyone is in agreement, you will sign the toolbox talk documentation and take ownership, confirming your understanding of the job you're about to undertake. But remember, once the toolbox talk record has been completed and signed, Another Toolbox talk can be called at any time during the task. Be prepared to stop the job and regroup if anyone is unclear or uncomfortable during the task, so that their concerns can be addressed. This is one of the many ways we can show we care about our colleagues and their safety. And as the task continues, the Toolbox talk should be completed to the same level of detail for each shift and be representative of the activity remaining in the task. And finally, remember, a Toolbox talk is your opportunity to understand the task you are going to participate in. Contribute, engage, and speak up. Ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? The following should be a part of all Toolbox talks. 1. Define each person's role and responsibility in the task and in the event of an emergency. 2. From the risk assessment, review all hazards and controls. 3. If relevant to scope, review any isolation requirements and zero energy verification. 4. Invite questions and concerns, including any SIMOPS and hazards or controls not previously identified. 5. Review stop or hold points and potential stop the job scenarios. 6. Review all paperwork associated with the task. 7. Use open-ended questions to verify complete understanding by all crew members through a feedback process.